8 minutes until showtime. 7 minutes until showtime. 6 minutes until showtime. 5 minutes until showtime. 4 minutes until showtime.
'm feeling it, feel the passion, it's out my way.
3 minutes until showtime.
Feel the high that you get from the line. If you feel it, raise your hell in the sky.
2 minutes until showtime. 1 minute until showtime.
'I'm feeling it. Feel the passion, it's out my way. Feel the legs pushing up on the stage. I'm feeling it. Feel the high that you get from the line. If you feel it, raise your hell in the sky.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Feeling it. I'm feeling it. Whoa, pause. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Randy Choo, aka Mr. Choo-On-That. Hold up, I gotta bring that beat back. Yeah. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Randy Choo, aka Mr. Choo-On-That, aka Mr. Slap Your Great grandmother, and I'm here with my co-host and my featured host. But co-host, you go first. I'm here with Christopher J.
The illustrious.
The
illustrious co-host. You keep forgetting that. The illustrious co-host.
Okay.
Christopher J, a.k.a. Mr. I'm him. So act like you know. A.k.a. I'm going to just go ahead and let him say what his name is because he be doing too much.
And the featured co-host.
Grant-tastic, ladies and gentlemen, a.k.a. the professor, a.k.a. Smooth Criminal.
Oh, here you go. There you go. Listen. Today's show is going to be phenomenal. But you know what I gotta do when I gotta do how I gotta do it. First, I gotta do the books and business segment. And the first up on the books and business segment, we have 12shapes.com. Go to 12shapes.com by Kimberly Giles. A very, very powerful woman who's been on the show numerous times, who can help you with your relationships and understanding your shapes, which is understanding yourself. Message. Also, today was the last day for Zoe Williams Masterclass, but if you paid for it, you can watch it anytime you want. It was only $89.99. For a moment, it was on sale for $60, but if you missed the sale, it's $89.99. But the value of material you're getting is close to $1,400 worth of value by a master teacher, Zoe Williams. Go to zoewhatmasterclass.com. Some books I want y'all to read because for some reason y'all don't like to read books, and I want to encourage you not to be dumb. Worldwide Evil and Misery, The Legacy of the 13 Satanic Bloodlines. You need to get this and understand that most of the people that you see on the news and in the media are a part of or servants of these bloodlines. And if you don't know, now you know.
You know.
Next book I want you to get is Without Sanctuary, Lynching Photography in America. These are postcards that had pictures of hanging Negroes from 1882 to 1950. And I want someone to challenge me on this. If you find one picture where an African American man did not have on a suit, I will give you some money. I say that because we have this thing where we tell the youngins to pull up their pants and dress a certain way, and in all actuality, doesn't matter how they dress, they're still a nigga.
Still nigga.
Next book I want you to get is The Invisible War, African American Anti-Slavery Resistance from the Stono Rebellion through the Seminole Wars. They don't teach this stuff in schools because it shows black victory in the midst of slavery. First of all, I want to say, if the only thing that you study in history is from slavery up until current day, you are missing millions of years of black people being very, very powerful. And yes, I said millions because we've been on this earth longer than 6,000 years, according to against popular belief. I don't know why y'all let people tell you you've only been on here for 6,000 years. That's not accurate, nor is it ever written in scripture. Anyway, but I forgot you read scripture from a white supremacist standpoint. Anyway, The Federalist Papers, a collection of essays written in the favor of the new Constitution. There are two constitutions in the United States of America. If you don't know, now you know. I'm trying to just educate you guys, to be honest. I'm really trying to just educate you guys because if we don't read, we're not going to grow, because the public school system is not going to teach you real African history or the things to actually study. If someone can call into the show and tell me when they had to use calculus in their day-to-day life, I will pay you money. As long as you're not a scientist. Or a computer programmer.
Or a math teacher.
Or a math teacher. Yeah, those things. That part. That way. Next. I love this book. Melanin, What Makes Black People Black. Contrary to a false scientific articles that have flooded the internet, not all people have melanin in their skin, which is why the classification of people is melanin, medium melanin, and non-melanated people, which is why the Asiatic black man was called a melanoid. Oh, you don't believe me? Do some research, study your history, you'll figure it out.
Good old Dr. Layla Africa.
Lastly, destruction of black civilization. Great issues of a race from 4500 BC to 2000 AD. Get this. This highlights a lot of black civilizations that you won't read about. This does not talk about Mansa Musa and all the other black civilizations that is okay or stamped of approved by white supremacists. And some people don't even know him. Ladies and gentlemen, Books and Business segment is done. When we come back, we're going to take a quick 1.2 minute break. When we come back, we are going to dive into the topic. We're going to have a great discussion. Until then, if you don't like what we do, I need you to get into your vehicle. Start that thing on up. Drive to your nearest Walmart. Shoot yourself. It's your boy Randy Choo. We'll be back after this quick break. Deuces! Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Randy Choo, aka Mr. Choo-On-That, aka Mr. Slap Your Whole Ancestry.com. Yo, this show is gonna be fun. I'm telling you right now, and I'm here with my co-host
Christopher J, aka Mr. Him. Act like you know.
And I'm here also with my featured co-host
Grandtastic, aka Smooth Criminal, aka Don't Stop Till You Get Enough.
Are you done?
Aka R.I.P. Michael Jackson. We miss you, dog. All right.
Listen, I have a very interesting topic to talk about tonight. Now, I want it to be fun, but I also want it to be kind of serious. I feel like laughter is medicine for the soul, and sometimes as black men in America, we go through so much that we are so serious all the time because we have to be, because the moment we walk out our door, our life is in danger.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Message. Like I said last show, sometimes the black man has no place of comfort because we're black. Anyway, the roster of the imposters. The imposter effect. Have you been duped by an imposter? Oh man, have you been destroyed by an imposter? Have you recognized that someone that you had around you was an imposter, and what did you do to solve the imposteral problem? The number to dial is 516-531-9828, 516-531-9828. Please call in with your imposter stories. You don't have to give real names unless you bout that life.
Call them out.
Transparency is key.
Bring them out. It's hard to yell with the barrel in your mouth, huh? Listen.
Throw that part in there.
Listen. So I want to break down the words in an etymological form before we get into the discussion there, because that's what I do there, boy.
Break it down.
So as you can see, for those who are watching live, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, let's break down the words. Imposter. We're going to break down this word in an etymological way. 1580s. It means swindler or cheat. It also means, from the late Latin, a deceiver. Oh, man.
Right there.
Let's go to the past particle. It means to place upon, impose upon, or to deceive. Have you ever had someone impose upon your time? Impose upon your lifestyle? Impose upon who you are? To put in place. The last meaning is one who passes himself off as another. Whoa. My panel, listen, the first definition is given. My panel is august. Ladies and gentlemen, chew on that. Fellas, talk to me. From the definition I just broke down of the word imposter, what's your thoughts? Have you dealt with it? Have you experienced it? Talk to me.
I mean, how you want a romantical relationship, family,
It don't matter. All of the above.
Let's go with. I don't know. Every one of my exes. Yeah, that is.
Ho. Keep talking. Go ahead.
Like that. Okay. You're going in deep already.
I mean, because.
There you go.
I'll leave that one alone.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you got to pause that. Tonight's
that.
show is going to be goofy and serious. You have to put a pause behind that, yo.
I didn't like take.
You know what I mean?
I did say every one of my exes, and he was like, "Oh, you going?" I mean, yeah, you right.
All right, but go ahead, Christopher J.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's just be honest. Like in regards to like dating, everyone always puts on their best self. But you know the way my discernment is set up, you know, I was able to read the signs, and but I was hard headed, so I ignored a lot of the signs. So it's like I knew they was an imposter, but I was, you know, maybe thinking that they didn't want to be an imposter no more. So try to help them find their best self, but that was like some of the worst decisions I ever made in my life.
You thought it was gonna change?
I thought some people would change, but then I realized you can't make people change.
You can't make people.
You can't make them change unless they want to change, and obviously they wanted to change who they are to be someone else, and that's why they're an imposter.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
But I digress. Hey, how about you, man?
Whew. Yeah. So I experienced this. It was a little something.
Break it down, brother.
Yeah, this definitely happened. I would say like around my wedding. One of my friends.
Oh man, I
realized-
remember the wedding.
I was about to
Around the time of the wedding, I remember it. Shut up.
I thought I was about to say, man, you go straight to a wedding. I'm just like,
Nah.
oh my god.
Okay,
But
go ahead.
So I mean, I learned that one of my friends who were friends with me for like 10 years. Through that process, you know, weddings and funerals drive people crazy. They bring different parts out of them.
Yes.
And then I learned that this person, so like Tupac said, so if somebody was your friend and they became your enemy, they was never your friend.
Right.
So
Bars.
that's what I learned personally, is that something changed. So clearly you was not my friend the entire time. So imposter. So, and I'm not talking about a fake noodle. But yes, an imposter.
I see what you did there. Stick to your day job.
I think some people think that they are good in a relationship, no matter if it's friendship or if it's romantic. But they're just kind of doing a role. They're doing just things that they watched in a movie or what they have in their heads. And then when it comes out, that's not them.
Right.
So
I'm gonna go I'm gonna go a step further. I've had imposters all around me before. I've had imposters in my religious circle. Mm-hmm. I've had imposters call me their brother.
Small guys.
To the point where they were actually FBI informants, paid money to inform on my day-to-day activities, so they would come to my house and stay for months at a time. But one thing I learned from studying history, which history is best qualified to reward all research, is that once you put someone in their place and they understand that they can't go any further, they will just disappear out of your life.
facts.
In a thin air.
That was my situation. As soon as it was just like, yo, where I know where I need to put you, all of a sudden disappear.
Because an imposter likes to leech off of your spiritual vibration.
Correct.
They love it. We often use the term snake, but I'm not going to use the term snake because snakes are actually divine creatures and they always represented divine beings. So to use the snake as an analogy for imposters would be disrespectful to our ancestry. Message. So, but In fact, Christopher J, you put a meme on Instagram that goes with tonight's show. What was that meme?
Uno momento, por favor.
Did you just...
Taco Bell YouTube.
Taco Bell in this game.
It says
Uh-huh.
snakes. Well, see, we said we're not gonna use snakes.
Yeah. But go ahead.
Yeah, it says snakes don't hiss anymore. They call you babe, bro, boo, baby, sis, not me, or friend.
Mm-hmm.
And it says keep your discernment on high alert.
Oh my gosh, what was you going through when you posted that?
Finding out the true identity of someone else.
Wow, is this the person I think you're talking about?
I'm probably not.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, no. I mean, no. That yeah. I mean, that's another example.
Okay.
Yeah, that's another example too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, you talk about that one.
I feel like because we, as black men, we haven't been taught how to deal with our emotions. I feel like oftentimes we view snakes as a wound instead of a blessing.
Mm.
Oftentimes people say, there's a blessing in the lesson. No. The lesson is the blessing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because as you grow older and you experience life, you understand that learning from experience is truly a gift from God.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not to get too religious, but I'm very religious, by the way. And if you don't like it, then hey, oh well, that's not. This is me. This is who I am. But I feel like that our experiences in life teaches us lessons, and those lessons are actually a blessing. I feel like if we use them in the proper way,
Correct.
they're blessings. And I feel like these imposters are sent to actually push you towards your destiny. A lot of people that read the Holy Bible, which, by the way, the 66 books that you have in your Holy Bible is not the entirety of the Holy Scriptures. Those were given to you by permission from the Roman Catholic Church. Anyway, and Jesus wasn't hung on the cross. He was hung on a tree. But anyway, we got a whole nother podcast coming about that. With that being said, do you recognize that Jesus called Judas a friend, but he knew he was a devil?
That's deep.
And he knew that because Jesus had the consciousness to understand that if I don't have an imposter in my circle, I can never reach my fullest potential. Because pain, for those who had the mental fortitude to allow it, will push you towards greatness. Mm-hmm. Talk to me, Christopher J. Talk to me. I see you bubbling over there.
Yeah, I won't lie. Currently speaking, one of the things going on in my life is the buildup of the emotions from the pain, from finding out that someone was an imposter, and it ultimately is like a slap in the face for me because I believe them. So it's almost like creating an attachment to something that doesn't necessarily exist.
Okay, so give us details without giving us the person. Because the people on air need to know exactly what you're talking about. Because someone might be going through the same thing that you're talking about right now, and they need to learn from your experience.
I use the bro or brother.
Okay.
Someone you call brother.
Okay.
You know, I'm a firm believer that blood makes you related and loyalty makes you family.
Yes, preach, sir. Yes, sir.
So, but there's a catch. A lot of people can show you loyalty temporarily, and in doing so, that'll be the foundation of what you think is going to be a genuine relationship.
Okay.
Only to find out that the factors in which the relationship was built on will ultimately be what destroys it too.
Okay.
I had someone who was like a close friend. I helped that individual like bounce back from a divorce and getting cheated on. I'm talking the lack of confidence and a lack of confidence and a lot of self-doubt, which actually, if you, I read a Harvard Business Review once. It's actually called the imposter syndrome, and that behavior stems from having self-doubt and a lack of confidence.
Okay.
So I believe that's where it stems from. And in doing so, I began to learn certain things that individual valued, and that was like the attention of women and so on and so forth. So to help him learn to develop some confidence without letting it be affected by the attention of women, so that he could truly build himself. It was the attention of a woman that ended up turning him against the relationship on its own.
I believe that if a person needs an exterior force to validate who they are internally, then they are still lost internally, because that same force can leave you, which is why we have the English word divorce or divorce. It means a diversion of forces. It means forces that were once aligned now have split and diversed. So in actuality, what you did was you tried to raise this person on a level where they could experience force being one. And because they didn't do that, they allowed someone to bring a divorce in a relationship where they should not have divided the force that was feeding their consciousness. Let me say that in nigger terms. If you are a male or a female and you allow the opposite sex to build your momentum or your self-esteem or who you are, you will ultimately be left destroyed because you forsook the person who held you down from the beginning.
Yeah, and you dang sure don't want to go and let the...
Talk a little louder.
You don't want to let another person be the reason why you boost up. You should have that within yourself first. Because in the moment that they leave or that relationship doesn't work out for whatever reason, then you're broken all over again.
In the words of Cat Williams, it's called self-esteem. Esteeming your mother self.
But I also think that not necessarily imposters, for example, but people come in our lives and they do shape us in a way where it's like, even if we're from a positive or negative, and kind of what you were saying earlier too, to kind of like, you know, this lesson can be a blessing kind of thing, what they say. But I think for another thing is these people who come into your lives, if you don't actually ever experience these people, first of all, you lose different experiences. And then second of all,
that's powerful.
you're not able to see them, like see imposters when it really, really counts. So I think the one thing of which is good for our youth and the heartbreaks and stuff, which is good, you know, your first love, your first crush, when that breaks and that hurts when you're young, but you can recover from that. But it's different when you are like a CEO of a business, and then people who you've been in business with 20 years, you thought that who they were. Those are imposters. So those imposters hurt more than the ones that what you meet kind of earlier in life. So I do think it's just like and that's the one thing telling my students and the teenagers that I mentor, you can't run away from this stuff. Like, you can't run away from a heartbreak, because you can't run away from being upset. And you can't run away from fake people. Because, and kind of like the 12 shapes, if you don't know yourself, you can be imprinted on. And then you can find yourself being the imposter. Not like you're trying to go around doing damage, but you're just following some path that society has given you. You think that that's who you're supposed to be.
Right.
I concur.
I love it. Listen.
Good word. Thanks.
I want to talk about something else as well. I want to break down the word illusionist. Oftentimes we think of an illusionist as someone who's a conjurer or has a magical act, a performer. But an illusionist is a deceiver who also is a deluder. Or let me put it in Negro terms. Is someone who dilutes the circumstances around them. In other words, you can have a pure heart or pure motive or pure situation or intentions, and they dilute, they step on what is that which is pure.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Blue magic is good enough, baby.
Blue magic is good enough. Listen, I don't need you to cut it, step on it, or none of that. Or call it a different name. Because that's called brand infringement. No, seriously. Think about it. You go into a relationship. You set these goals. You set these expectations. And all of a sudden, someone is so negative. Their vibe is so off that they dilute who you are. In other words, let me say it like this. You ever been in a relationship and when you got out of it, you say, you know what, I was in a relationship and I lost myself.
Facts.
Oh, see, there it is. There it is.
And the crazy part about it, what I've noticed, those people are good with their words.
Yes.
They're good with, so that illusion. So I think sometimes people think it's going to be like how they look. Well, no. The person that can walk into your life and with a word make you change who you are, those are the most dangerous people. Those manipulators. They'll talk you, and then it's like you'll catch them red-handed, like what Kevin Hart said. Like, I see you, see you in that trunk. But I'm going to try to talk you out of you didn't see me. Like the nerve of that. Right. That's what I'm saying. That's the one thing of which, like I was saying earlier, what you kind of have to see these people, understand these people, because you got to kind of look at these patterns.
Rest in peace, Ike Turner.
Because that's domestic violence though. For someone to beat you up and to talk you into coming home. No. Hold
up. Time out. Because I don't.
Oh yeah, please do.
We have to hold the women accountable too.
Oh, I'm agree with that.
Yeah, because it's female manipulators.
Because women, from politics to religion. To consciousness, to sports, to home, to entertainment can be very... And men are so stupid that we fall into the delusion that they present to us. Which is why you have a bunch of men addicted to porn. You know good and as well, ain't no chick gonna scream that loud, will have that many orgasms or whatever.
Give it up for the pizza.
Or give it up for the pizza, or
pizza bad.
Have 18 dudes at the same time, or none of that.
And but that's the reason why dialogue with our young, especially our young black men, is so crucial, because we throw them in the world. We don't talk to them. We don't say, all right, this is the real, this is how we throw them in the world, and we're like, all right, if you want to find out about sex, watch porn. If you want to find out about money, go sell drugs. If you want to find out how to do, so it's like, that's the only thing they have to figure out. But then we get mad at them when they grow up to be in their teenagers and young 20s, and they don't have no remorse for no one. We get mad for if they have no direction. We get mad when they treat people like trash, when we never sat down and taught these young men how to be a productive man, a loving man, a trusting man, and not an imposter. And we have not taught our women to have a dependency on a man, because we've been teaching them how to be independent. You know something my wife did earlier today that turned me on, nigga. Like, I was like, this way. Okay. I almost wanted to take, like, see, y'all funny, yo. There you go. There you go. My wife called me, and she needed me to solve a problem. I don't think... A lot of women talk about they want a Superman, or they want
a Black Panther or they want
Nah.
somebody else.
Nah.
But
Nah.
in reality, they don't. But when you find a woman that does,
Can't handle it.
it's women don't understand that they possess the power, because if they did, they would use it the right way.
Message.
Yes.
Power of the
Yeah,
a spot.
do you know that in Egyptian culture, that the word for throne is a feminine word? It was placed that way to let the pharaoh know that you can't sit on the throne unless you value the power of the woman.
That's what they go. That about.
Which is why there's no thrones in Europe that are actually valued, because the queen holds all the power. See, women who hold all the power never show the world that they have the power. They display it with their actions to their man. And the man, because the power of the woman is the empowerment of the man.
Michelle Obama.
That's
If
right.
I'm the hunter and the provider and the predator of this establishment, I need you to motivate me to do those things. But if you are the go-getter only and don't motivate me to be the go-getter more than you, because there's a misconception amongst lions that the female is the only one that hunts. But that's not true. Because the lions in Africa, actually the males hunt. And they bring back the animal half alive, and the women do the killing and the dispersing of the rest of the body. The same way niggas was told to go get jobs and go get the money and bring the food home and let the wife cook. That wasn't a sign of disrespect to say, woman, your only place is the kitchen. It was a place of value to say that no matter how good of a cook I am, I know that you can cook it better, because there's a place of love it's coming from that a man can't tap into. But because society has taught women that you don't need no man, or to be independent, or be that businesswoman, be a boss bee.
Or an alpha female.
Or alpha female, which is no such thing. Doesn't even exist. Because society teaches these things, we have lost, or we've been given a delusion from the great illusionist, which is the wicked people in power. They have deceived us all.
Yeah.
It was a moment where black folks was fighting light skin versus dark skin.
Yeah.
Some of the toughest, thoroughest brothers I know is light skin. And that's a fact. Shout out to Big Pun, man. I remember he got locked up when we was in.
Dang, I thought you was talking about me.
Oh,
I thought so too. I was like, yo, man, Cruz.
No,
Yo,
but
man's though.
no, really though. Like really though. Like,
I do what I do.
you know. By the way, the number to dial is 516-531-9828. The topic of tonight's show is the imposter roster. We're breaking down the etymology of the word illusionist, which means deceiver or deluder, one who dilutes or devalues that which is raw or pure. Christopher J, have you ever been and then Grant Tastic, you answer after this. Have you ever been under the influence of an illusionist? Golly.
Yeah. I'll even start with my childhood. I used to like get beat on relentlessly for crimes even that I didn't commit.
Breathing.
And I mean, I was taught that I was supposed to just take the hit. Like, that's just how it's supposed to go. Not realizing that that's not how you're supposed to show love. That's not even how you're supposed to properly discipline,
Right.
especially if you're being wrongfully accused.
Right.
I was always stripped of my power as a child.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean that from like, oh, it's a parent child, like you're supposed to follow your parents. I was just always taught that I didn't have any kind of say. No kind of, like, my emotions didn't have any value.
Okay.
And which I feel like from father to son is definitely a piece of toxicity that gets recycled down from generation to generation.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it goes to trying to learn a woman and share your emotions and how it's viewed.
Okay.
So yeah, I would have to say my father was that illusionist.
Wow. Okay. Grant-tastic.
I'll kind of take a different approach. I would say not of just one particular individual, but I would say my illusionist was one particular church that I went to, and I don't want to, not bashing, not talking about, not talking about every church or whatever, nothing like that.
Yeah.
But in one particular place that I did worship for a while, was the illusionist that I dealt with, mostly around my thoughts of, so if I do good within this church, that's good. Those are steps to me becoming a good man. So that was like a part of the illusion that was being tossed to and fro was, if you give your time, you give your money here, this is part of the step of becoming a good man.
Right.
So kind of just quick, but then I was working with the youth at that church in particular. I'm an educator now, so clearly I have a gift in working with children, education, teenagers, mentoring. That's my gift.
Right.
But it was a family church, so that's the thing where some of the pastor's children had extra, leeway with certain things. For me, I'm trying to come up with ideas, and we had a dynamic group of young people, and I'm trying
I wish it was that way over here.
And it's just like, because they were hungry for the word. They wanted to learn. They wanted to know, I'm going through these situations. How can I handle this as a Christian young man and a Christian young woman?
Right.
They're just really just begging for this so they can get this information.
Right.
To grow, just emotionally and spiritually.
Right.
So my illusion was just like, if you do right, things will come to you. It'll be good.
Right. Oh, that's an
and then I learned
that's an extreme illusion.
That's extreme illusion. and I was just going through the motions. I'm thinking I'm doing this, but then I'm looking at the actions. You know. Yeah. And people get church hurt and they're like, I can't take it here. I'm gone. Blah blah blah. This.
Right.
When I entered the professional world, I started looking at mission.
So you mean all them people who go up there and talk about their testimony and how they grew up rough and in the streets and all that is fabricated because the moment someone says no to them, they act like they church hurt. But go ahead.
Yep, facts. So the one thing I learned about being into the professional world, especially in education, you always have a mission and a vision. So. And
boy!
Oh, shoulder slap. We got one. We got one.
You got the wrong shoulder, man.
You just came for the gym. So there's always a mission and a vision. Now, so I didn't want to be those individuals that leave church hurt so I'm like, all right, look. So I'm going to look at the church's mission and their vision statement. If they are not producing the fruit of that situation because of this illusion that's being created, then I know I have to bounce. Every day I went to the church, I looked at the mission, I looked at the vision statement. Are we doing this? And then I started realizing my homeboys that sell drugs are doing more of their mission and their vision than they were doing in the church.
Wow.
So... And then again, it's like that illusion of, if I'm doing this, it's going to make me a better man, whatever. The only way I can work with, young people and help them is through the church. But then I become a teacher. That's every day. So, and I've learned a lot after that experience. But that's the thing of that illusion of this is your only way to get to the person you're supposed to be through the church. or this particular church. And it's like, that's not just it. Life is full of many more experiences. Like being a man, it's like there's so many things we weren't taught.
Right.
That like you got to learn along the way, and those things weren't talked about or addressed. So I'm sitting here in this church, and like, and the pastor asked me one day, like, what do you think we can do to like improve things? And I was like, because I was like in my mid-20s, and I was like, dude, your men from the mid-20s to 30s, you're losing them because we have no value here. You tell us you want us here, but then you don't let us work. You don't use, like, you don't talk to us.
Right.
So that's why dudes end up bouncing.
Right.
Because there's nothing for us here, even though you keep telling us this is the way to becoming a man.
Right. And most of them are sissies. And I mean by that is, if you as a leader produce codependent followers, that makes you a female in a male's body. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Chew-On-That show. We're going to take a quick 2.2.
I was about to say.
And when we come back, we're going to continue the topic of the roster of imposters, the imposter effect. We'll be back after this quick 2.2.
And his own story was as curious as his narrative. The tale of his life is the tale of a writer of incredible vision, an astute analyst and pundit, a lyricist compassionate and callous, a reckless hedonist and disaffected malcontent.
I spit that wonder rhymer me and my conglomerates shall remain anonymous, caught up in the finest Get that type of media coverage Obama get. Spit that Kurt Vonnegut. That blow your brain, Kurt Cobain, that Nirvana shit. Who gon' bring the game back? Who gon' spit that rainbow on the train tracks? That gold rope, that five-finger ring rap. Running with my same pack. You can find the Christ where the lepers and the lames at. Life is like a dice game. One roll can land you in jail or cutting cake, blowing kisses in the rice rain. Nice whip, nice chain, the closet of skulls. The stench is like slave blood and private and tall. Yeah, they built my city on top of a grave. Nigga die, nigga get high and watch the parade. Back in the early 90s, where they at, where they at? Get the gat was a popular phrase. Valley animals and rugbies was a popular craze. This the vivid memoirs of an obnoxious slave. I paved ways like Nat and Harriet. I blast on Judas Iscariot and peel off in the chariot. I'm sitting pretty, spitting flames, gripping grains. Ain't a damn thing changed.
How did you do it?
My young lad, do you ask a dolphin how it swims?
No.
Or an eagle how it flies?
No.
That's right, you don't. Because that's what they were made to do. You are about to bear witness, my friends, to one of the greatest technological advances in modern history. Behold, a confectionery behemoth.
Candyman, spit me a dream. Blow a chunk of the levee out and spit me a stream. Knock a man house down and build a casino. A $2,000 government check from Fiend. I swam down Shit's Creek and came up clean with a new lease on life like Andy Dufresne. It's the most poetical, Nat King unforgettable. Clarence 13 XLR's Rhapsody from Bellevue. I'm splitting atoms, spitting flames, bringing change. Things will never be the same. I got the rap game singing that last like Etta James. Lames get they plane shot down like John McCain. It's a dream, it's a dream. The flow's elegant like Miss Coretta Scott King. A lot of kings sing death and turn queen. Crack they 24-inch rims in the ravine. Respect the architect, never test the Elohim. Good night, this is JLX live from New Orleans. New Orleans.
My journey has brought me to an understanding of the divine forces with which we have all been bestowed. It was in this search that I came upon a revelation, which has called me to guide millions of people towards their righteous destiny.
We're gonna do a song. We're gonna do a song that you never heard before. Who's going to hit us now?
Yo, my brother told me they feel you might down like how you made them feel. You was born this way, they gotta fake to be real. Hey yo, the real gon' feel you, the fake gon' deny. How you pull up on the cards when you ain't even trying? They can't market you. You too real in the field where they dying all the time and they trying to get killed. Where they die their head blind, crying on the inside, try and shine, throw up signs to disguise how they feel. Hold up, this ain't conscious, it ain't religion. This ain't spiritual, it's me existing. definition. That life is a simulation. That real is abomination. They'd rather me be a shooter with no hesitation. I penetrate with knowledge, then I demonstrate. Weak bars disintegrates your negativity. Got a gravitational pull. They want me in their orbit. I stay out the galaxy far. It's like I gotta ride a wave for them to feel me now. I remember them days when it was dope to wear your crown, when it was cool to raise a family with structure. Now they want me to be in it, creeping, lurking, DMing, being loose with my semen, making love with the demon. I can front, I can't be it. Will never be no agreements. They want my blood, I'm anemic. Pushing life through the speakers, resuscitating the game, resurrecting my people. I put 1,000 on it. Every verse I'm spitting is ether. They say they want that real, 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 but are they really listening?
Gotta call you a bitch for you to feel me. Gotta empty the clip for you to feel me. Gotta go do a bid for you to feel me. Tired of all them gimmicks, man, it's the real thing. Hey yo, when y'all tired of all the mess going on, we gon' be right here, thing. We gon' be right here, it's the real thing. Yo, what? Hey, I'm tired of rapping, to be honest with you. It's too much capping for those that's not official. One of the hardest in the world, can't get booked for nothing. Guess I focus on my pearl, write a book or something. Yeah, hey man, I tell you though, a lot has changed, right? You think they supporting, they just riding a wave, right? You think you important cause you got a wave, right? All of this is distorted, look, I'm out the way. I'm on something that I've been on. I want my me, my wife and kids if y'all ain't get the memo. I'm riding through the city in my rental, I need info. Don't know if you're folk or kinfolk, ever since they killed my big bro. For real, they don't wanna see me focus. Yeah, see they rather see me loking. Yeah, I ain't bragging, I ain't boasting. Your leaders out here eating off religion and black emotion. What's down? Hey yo, when y'all tired of all that mess going on, we gon' be right here. We gon' be right here. Dancing on the beat.
Look, man, you already know who it is. It's the intellectual irritant with today's intellectual rant, especially on the topic. I didn't go too much into detail, and I'm still not gonna go into detail about the issues. Sorry, I get a little.
I know, I understand.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I get a little emotional. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't.
Talk to him.
Nah, I ain't gonna cry. I'm just saying. Nah, but in all seriousness, I know we often talk about knowing ourselves, and of course, to be able to do that, that's gonna require you to have to look in the mirror. But a lot of times, as I said before, people self-doubt and lack of esteem forces them to take on someone else. And just to have some kind of identity. And in doing so, you don't realize the damage that you ultimately causing by creating fake relationships. High five. Yeah. High five.
Shoulder slap.
Top boy.
So really, the people that are talking about like, yeah, I got duped by an imposter, and I mean, that may have happened. One thing I do realize that finding yourself can also help prevent that too. And I'm saying that to say, not only can finding yourself help you from being, I guess, what's the word? Finessed, finagled, bamboozled. It'll also help prevent you from ever becoming an imposter. If you know yourself. So do me a favor. So do me a favor and look in the mirror for something other than the makeup you wear and the Jordans on your feet that you probably had to beat someone up for because you can't afford it. and do yourself a favor. All y'all that love VVS's that probably can't even spell VVS, why don't you try being as transparent as the diamonds you so seek after? I think I'm done.
Listen, this is the Choo-On-That show.
Choo-On-That.
The topic of today is the roster of imposters, the imposter effect. The number of the dial is 516-531-9828 if you want to give us your story about imposters or illusionists in your life.
Or if you want to call and ask for my cash app so you can donate towards my I need new shirt funds because of these shoulder slaps.
Or if you just want to call into the show or comment or whatever, we're on Facebook and YouTube. Remember, the topic of the show is the roster of imposters, the imposter effect. There is a word that I want to break down.
Break it down.
That I feel like it's very good to talk about for the last segment of tonight's show. And I just want to say, with this cold cup of coffee I still have, that Christopher J did a very good job as the intellectual irritant tonight. Very, very good. I want to break down the etymology of the word traitor.
That message.
From the old French word, it means one who betrays a trust or duty. From the old Latin word, it means betrayer, or literally one who delivers. Wow, one who delivers. Originally, usually with a suggestion of Judas Iscariot.
Oh, wait a minute.
Really?
The etymology of the word, yes.
Ouch.
Especially of
the
one,
face, the actual face.
Yeah. Like this nigga that made it to the Hall of Fame.
But, there's no traitor in the world. Your face is actually there.
So,
oh God.
It also means, especially of one false to his or her allegiance to a sovereign government or a cause. Relationship, family, relatives, all that is a cause.
Correct.
Your word is your bond. Your words produces contracts. That's a cause. So when you say you're going to be somewhere or do something for someone or you're committed to something, that is a cause. Grant-tastic, then Christopher J, talk to me. Have you, based upon the etymology of the word traitor I just broke down, when was your last time dealing with one and how was that experience? Remember, callers, you can call in. The number to dial is 516-531-9828. Or comment on Facebook or YouTube and let us know.
Man, I hate to keep beating this horse, but it's around my wedding.
Oh my gosh.
Because like you said, so if you are an agreement. So for my best man at the time. So like, hey, bro, you want to be my best man? At that moment, you can refuse if you are not capable of doing the job of the duty.
Oh, bro.
You have the ability to say, you know something, got a lot going on, can't do that. Cool. Mm-hmm. But don't take on this and say like, yeah, yo, I can't wait, I'm excited, blah, blah, blah. And then, so if I got married October 13th, then September 1st, that month before, at 10:43 a.m., that I received the text message, not a phone call, text message, that I can no longer be your best man in your wedding. As we are going to get fitted for suits. Yeah. So again, that's just it. Let me know what you can do and you cannot do. That's cool. But don't give your promise, don't give your word to someone knowing that you cannot fulfill it. Knowing that you cannot fulfill
you
it.
texting me this information while I was at work on a late night.
Mm-hmm.
I remember. But go ahead.
So yeah, but that's my time. I think there's been people that, you know, done you dirty here and there, blah blah blah. I think it's kind of like my adult life, of which it was just, you know, that I realized I had to end a relationship. Like I had to end a friendship because that was like one of the big ones that I just had to say to myself for my own peace, that no, I can't do this no more, because now I'm thinking back. So that's the problem. It's not that moment. So now it's like you saying this has been going on. What now? I gotta go back, and I'm going back. I'm like, little incidents where I just, you know, like you said, you see it, but you're like, nah, it ain't that bad. Yeah, it ain't all that. And it was like, oh nah, this has been for 10 plus years. Oh, this is cray. Okay, all right, cool.
Cray.
It's cray. And I have a personal thing is that if you've been in my house. You've been around my family, and you hold the slap. Hold on.
I got a loose neck.
Yo, that's my personal thing. If you have been around my house, around my family, around my peoples, and then
beautiful family, by the way.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. And then you try to act funny. Nah, that's when I'm like, yo, I can't now, because it's either we gotta go to the hands. Or I gotta get that 30-6, or you just gotta leave. So it's just like that. So that's what it is. I'm tired of all these lies and deceit, as Drew Hill would say, because that's my favorite line. Lies and deceit.
Right. Go ahead, Christopher J.
It's just.
Cause you know he's lying. It might seem like
Christopher J.
I was kind of enjoying the concert.
Okay.
He messing it up.
First of all, before you give your statement, I want you to read your hat.
It's technically a MAGA hat crossed off. So it says "Make America Great Again," and "Great Again" is crossed off, and in place of the words "Great Again," arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor.
All the way through without the great.
So make America arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor.
That means changing laws, y'all. Let's go.
Message.
And convict them.
Yeah, go ahead. And convict them.
Speaking of,
no handcuffs.
Speaking of, those are actually gonna be my next hats.
Okay, but go ahead.
Trader. I guess I can speak on the same person that I spoke of earlier.
Okay.
Because not only, like I said, it was like a friendship developed, but a brotherhood was developed.
Preach, sir. Yes, sir.
And
Lord.
you turn on the brotherhood, that like the very relationship where I would literally like share the clothes off my back. You always would have whatever you need. That probably was my most recent and probably one of the biggest like backstab I've had in a long time.
Oh.
over something that I tried to help bring you back from. So here I am at a point now, like, if your whole situation doesn't work out, will I be there to pick you back up again? And right now, that's still pending. I was trying to hold it in.
What is happening?
I wasn't gonna do nothing to him.
I know you was doing a good job though, for real. Cause like I was trying to hold it for you, so you didn't have to like hear me hold it in for you.
But I was like, cause I was just like, dang, this low key does make me want to have revenge.
Oh no,
this music, you know, this is sinister music.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what should I do to him?
Can I point out something though? Is it? I think it's very. I think it's quite interesting that. I think it's quite interesting that.
I think it's quite interesting.
Where is she? All right. We have lost our composure, ladies and gentlemen, all the way. But like seriously, I think it's actually very it's interesting that like for both of our instances we were talking about were like people that are like brothers to us.
Okay.
And I really think that the world and like sometimes women underestimate how deep like our brotherhood with other men, how when that is broken and that's fractured, how much that hurts us. Like, cause I think women see us to be like, oh, y'all was arguing like the other week, y'all like fought, y'all had a beer, and it's cool. Like they're like, that's how men are. But it's that betrayal of that brotherhood. Mm-hmm. Man, when that hits, that hits different. And I don't think people understand that for men is that, like what you were saying earlier, do we have refuge? Like, do we have a safe place to be as men? And we don't have many safe places. So when we have that brotherhood and we have that safe space, and that is broken, then you're right. Like nowhere is safe.
I'm gonna say this, and I know I'm being kind of goofy because I said I wanted the show to be fun and serious. All jokes aside, tomorrow, I'm 32 years old. I'll be 33 on the 22nd of this month. Thank you, because I didn't even think I was going to live.
Hold on, say that statement again?
I didn't think I was
No, the one before. You said tomorrow what?
No,
on the 23rd?
No. No. I'm getting to tomorrow.
Okay. Okay.
What I'm saying is, I didn't think I was going to live to see 18. Mm-hmm. But tomorrow is September 9th. Mm-hmm. In the year 2001, my brother committed, my biological older brother committed suicide on September 9th, 2001, 2 days before the Twin Towers got hit. Mm. So tomorrow, I'm going to have a very rough day. And actually, today I had a kind of a rough day too. I played it off very well, but I had kind of a rough day too today. But I had some comfort, and I'm getting a little emotional right now. But I had some comfort because I got two people that I consider my big bros that I feel like even if my brother was alive today, they would still be my big brothers, and that means a lot to me. And I never in my mind could even fathom these niggas betraying me in any kind of way. Mm-hmm. One is right here in studio who watches the Facebook and the YouTube and listens and makes sure and gives us corrections on the volume and all that to make sure things are okay. And we still tweaking the volume. We still tweaking the system. I'm still upgrading things. So if you want to support the Choo-On-That show, hit Christopher J up on his Cash App or hit me up on my Cash App. We'll post it on Instagram or whatever. But, you know, we trying to upgrade these things. And we're trying to get people to come on the show. And some people want money, some people don't. You know, things like that. Shout out to Rizza Islam, who was a true brother because we do real work in real life. He didn't charge me nothing because we've done work together over the years. Now, we played it off like we ain't know each other, but we've done real work together. But tomorrow's gonna be very emotional for me, and it's gonna be emotional, but yeah, it's gonna be good because losing a big brother, I realized that I gained 2 big brothers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that means something in today's society where you can't trust people like that. Mm-hmm. And when I call people my big brother, I mean, sometimes I use the term bro loosely, but I use it in the B-R-U-H.
Mm-hmm.
But my big brothers know I'm using it as B-R-O-T-H-E-R. Mm-hmm. There's a difference. That's just like saying nigger and nigga. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference.
Yeah.
And I find comfort, and my heart finds comfort in the fact that I have brothers who make sure that I'm taking care of my household. Mm-hmm. Or that I'm taking care of myself spiritually and emotionally, whether they agree with my theology or not. Mm-hmm. That alone, when you can find people who can make sure that you're upholding your standard and they don't agree with you religiously, mm-hmm. means a lot. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's rare. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if I was to lose that, I literally think I would become a murderer. Mm. And I'm not saying that to sound cool or to glorify that, mm-hmm. but I really think I already have trust issues, but I wouldn't trust nobody at that point. And like the moment I feel like phoniness was around, I would just pluck you off. Mm-hmm. You know, and I'm saying that to say this, that the reason I was able to accept these 2 gentlemen as my brothers is because I've learned from the experience of the traitors who claimed to be my big brothers, but showed that they wasn't worthy of that position. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Christopher J, you got something to say?
I mean, I always say it all the time, so you just happen to learn it in a real life lesson, but what someone says is who they want to be, and what someone does is who they are. Mm-hmm. So even if you had lost, you can be able to call them brothers, because even if you had lost your sense of hearing, you'd be able to see that they were for you.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Correct. Yeah. And I'm a proud black man. I'm not arrogant, but I'm proud in who I am. Mm-hmm. And I'm learning, let me be transparent, I'm learning not to allow people's envy and jealousy to devalue who I actually am in society. Mm-hmm. Because I've affected a lot of change. I've influenced a lot of powerful people mm-hmm. in Maryland, in Anne Arundel County. Mm-hmm. And outside, but the outside of of Maryland applauds me. Mm-hmm. But because I was born and raised here,
yeah,
I don't get the same applause, and that's okay to a degree. Mm-hmm. It's humbling, and I feel like every person who is marked to change history needs a humbling moment. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I get it, but it allows me to honor the people that I have in my life, because I never want them to feel how I feel on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. I want Christopher J to feel valued and appreciated, and this is not just my show, it's his show as well. Mm-hmm. And that he holds a huge voice in this platform and in this show. In fact, the reason why I brought the Choo-On-That show back was because I wanted to provide him a platform. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I wasn't necessarily doing this for me. Like, I get a kick out of it. It's cool. But because I value who he is as an individual, I feel like he's not honored at the level that he should be. And there's a level that I want to see him get to that I feel like I can help. Mm-hmm. With you, Grant-tastic, we've been through hell and high waters back and forth mm-hmm. together. Yeah. You know? And so I feel like having you as a featured guest from time to time, or featured co-host mm-hmm. from time on the show, is my way of showing appreciation. Mm. You see what I'm saying? It's my way to saying, this is what I value, and I want you to be a part of something I value. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's something that's who I am, and I love you so much that I want you to be able to share this experience with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, man. It's just like, but if I didn't have traders in my life, I don't think I would have the maturity to appreciate the people that's in my life.
Yeah.
You know, that makes sense.
And it's kind of like, and it's like that also, as well as that discernment, because like, cause as you were talking about, like you were saying, the anniversary of your brother is tomorrow. Like, I was thinking about it all day of if I was going to come to the show. You know, so I'm an educator. We're doing this online education thing. I had a whole rack of meetings and stuff today.
Shout out to you, boy.
Dang, man, it's hard out here for a teacher. So
you ain't
know. And I was thinking, I was just like, you know something, just like I'm over here, I got my laptop, like I gotta get the lesson for them for tomorrow. But something kept telling me, and I talked to my wife, she can call and tell you, and I was like, nah, you know something, I'm gonna come through. Because it was just like something was telling me of just like not like, and I text you and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be on the show. I'm gonna just come through and hang with the family.
Right, yeah.
That's the way I text you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just come through.
Now.
I'm gonna come through and just be with you and be with the family because, and like you said, of learning of what those imposters are. Because I know people who say they're gonna give time to you, you know, say that they're gonna love and appreciate you, but they don't. You know, so I don't know where we're going at with this right now. But that's the thing though, is that remix. But not for real. But that's what I was saying. It's just like, but I've seen that in other people, like the wrong side, the fake side.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing of which in our relationship growing is just like, you know something, I know I have to make sure I'm available for the people who I love as well. Even if I'm busy and I think I'm busy and someone just kept telling me, nah, just be there. Just be there. And I wasn't even thinking like it was something deep, but it was just like, just be there.
Yeah.
But that's the thing of which it's like, it sucks that you do got to go through this season of some of these traders.
Yeah.
But when you taste that fruit and it's bitter. But when you taste the fruit of the people in your life that are supposed to be in your life, that love you and hold you down.
Yeah.
That's the taste that it's very sweet. And you have to honor that. And that's the one thing of people like, I can't stand the fake people in my life. So one thing, like, you gotta know, are you holding on to the fake people in your life? All right. And then if you there's another show to slap. Are you holding on? Are you holding on to those people? And then on the flip side, are you exalting, loving on, appreciating the people that are not that? Because we focus so much on the imposters and the haters, but we act like we can't give a time, a minute, a dollar, a dime for the people who love and appreciate us in our life. And I'm done.
Love who loves you.
You said it all.
I got a question for my Gus panel. Can a trader be restored?
Ooh.
Yes.
To what status?
Big Bro just said to what status? Can a trader be restored in the sense of they're allowed back in your life? Christopher Jaden Grandtastic.
Oh man, I'm really about to.
Yes, sir.
Bounce on that one. What?
How
can they be restored?
See, the old me wants to say no, but the now mature me says yes.
Okay.
The old me. This is my own personal perspective. The old me would just send people. You did me dirty. I'm gonna just send you to church because Jesus is the only nigga you gonna find grace and mercy from, forgiveness and all. Nah. I'm good. Like that. Yeah, that's the only person you gonna find that from. But the new me now has to be understanding. The mature me. I don't even say the new me. The mature me.
Has to be a Jesus spirit.
Should be understanding. As the same way you would want someone to understand you. I would then have to focus on the why and less of the what. Because what drove them to want to do that? What was their reason? Yeah, what's that saying? If you knew better, you do better. Well, maybe they didn't know. Maybe they didn't have someone teach them. The same way I have to sit here and, I used earlier my father. And then I realized that I have to learn
Pizza, yes, sir.
to love thy neighbor as thyself. I said. But in all seriousness, the same way that you described those people that. No, I didn't grab it. No,
that counts enough.
No, this was me. That's it right there. Yeah. Go ahead. Oh, you got a sturdy shirt. Yeah, you got 200% cotton. Yeah, but no. Okay. I got off way off track.
Go ahead.
The same way that you established that those brothers, they showed you.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So for them to have initially become a trader, we had to believe what it is that they said, and they obviously did wrong.
Yes.
If they want to rectify or right their wrong, then I need to see. I need to see the work.
Redemptive action.
Yes, redemptive action.
Okay.
I would need to see work. I don't want to hear anything that you've got to say.
Right.
If you're going to say anything, you need to explain why you did what you did. Now show me.
Right.
Otherwise.
Or and for those who are Bible thumpers, show fruit meet for your repentance. Mm-hmm. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Those that from Missouri is the show me state.
Or for those from Missouri, it's the show me state. You show me 7, I show you 8.
And then I'm going to show you why they say I'm great.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Nah.
I was expecting a shoulder slap, but go ahead.
No. But that would be their way. That would be from the only way that I would be able to even take them back or even consider taking them back.
Okay.
It's not likely, though. It's possible.
It's possible, yeah. No, I agree. I definitely agree. I think for my particular situation that I spoke of multiple times, I did say to the person, I was like, yo, like, you got to work on you got to do work for yourself in this particular situation.
Yeah.
And I need to see receipts. Like, if you go into therapy, show me some copays, slips. Show me something to know that you actually have been working on yourself.
Preacher, yes, sir.
Because you just coming back a year later and been like, yo, I've gotten better. You wasn't with me in the gym.
Right.
You wasn't with me when I was reading, I was studying. I was like, no, you wasn't with me in that. So it's just like, no, you can't just come back. I need receipts that you've been doing work on yourself. Because again, if you don't do that work, that means you that same person. That means that same action can reoccur. Yeah. So I agree. Yeah. You gotta do, and now depending on how deep the hurt was.
Now let me ask.
Now how deep it was, it means you got. Yeah, if you go ocean deep.
Yeah. Now let
you just drown.
This question: Do you have the patience to allow a trader to evolve in such a way that do you have the patience to allow a trader to evolve in such a way where you teach them to no longer have that character defect? Christopher Jaden Grant Tastic.
Do I have the patience? I'll say yes, because me teaching them would be me, number one, healing myself from whatever hurt that they caused, because that's my responsibility.
Oh, hold up.
Hold on. Was that a shoulder slap? That was a stiff arm. Oh, there it is.
Oh, what? Hey, no, seriously.
So yeah, the
90
say
seconds.
that. Don't forget her. Say that again.
I do have the patience to be able to teach them differently.
Okay.
And it starts with me choosing to heal myself. The hurt wasn't my fault, but the healing is my responsibility.
Amen.
So obviously, I'm going to show them what it is to heal after.
Wait.
Well, I'm trying to tell you, you have to heal that knuckle. I'm trying to tell you what I'm trying to.
15 seconds.
But them seeing me heal from the hurt that they caused will hopefully, through action, teach them how to heal themselves from being.
But Christopher J, you know, I'm cutting you off deliberately. You know that sometimes people watch you heal and they hate the fact that you have the self-motivation to heal yourself. There are people who literally feel like they should be a part of your healing so that they can brag and say they was a part of your come up.
That's none of my business. That's none of my business.
But go ahead.
You're right, though. You're absolutely right. But that's just another symptom of whatever sickness that they suffering from.
10 seconds.
That's self-inflicted.
So you're trying to tell me that the real pandemic is inner, not outward?
Correct. That's the reason why you wasn't supposed to go outside, so you can go inside. The year 20.
That is a shoulder slap. I didn't even see it. My eyes closed. I just knew it. I just looked up and I was like, I know that was a shoulder slap.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm just saying, it's a whole lot going on in the year 2020, and y'all still can't see clearly what you're supposed to be doing. I digress.
Grant-tastic?
I
need a new shirt.
I'm sorry. That was like, I think we're like
well,
at
stop spitting jewels on the show, then maybe you
like at
need a new
7 or
shirt.
8 shoulder slaps.
Right.
So having the patience, I think, honestly, I think that I'm kind of torn. Because part of me is yes, but then another part of me is that I got my wife at home.
And break down both sides.
So part of me, so yeah, so it's, I think before where my energy can kind of just go to whatever I wanted it to go to, no matter what it is, you know, yeah, I could probably have the energy to help at like to work with somebody, and I've done that before. There's an ex-girlfriend before did me way dirty, but we were able to have dialogue, and then I understood, but also at the same time we had a relationship that we talked, so I knew what was going on in her life before she met me, and that's what was stemming some of the things she did. So that's why I could understand the connection. I was like, all right, she had like a rough life. Some of the stuff came out while we were dating towards the end. That's cool. She actually apologized and recognized what she did wrong. So I was like, something, we can be cordial. So, if I see you in the street, I ain't gonna call you no B and nothing like that. We can be cordial. That's cool. Like, I'm not taking you back, but we can get to that point, just be cordial. That was before. But see, I think now my energy is going towards like my family and taking my family to another level. So it depends. Like, I gotta put in years with you in order to give. If it's like 6 months and I don't know you that well at this point in my 30s, I'm done with you, son. Bye.
Let me tell you how real that statement is, real quick. So when people didn't realize that your birth certificate and your social security card is connected to a federal treasury account that is given to you from the moment you are born, but you don't have access to it because you're traded on the stock market by the elites. I accessed my account and I began to show others how to access theirs, to the point where the banks was lying and saying, they didn't say that the accounts didn't exist. They just said you're not authorized to use that account. And I used that account, sent my wife some money, by the way, from that account, by the way, which lets you know that it's real, by the way, which is why I can't have a PayPal account, by the way. But Jason Grant-tastic came to me and said, listen, there's certain battles that I'm not ready to fight. I support you in the battle, but my battle is over this area. And as a general in this warfare, I understand that everyone has every soldier has a specific platoon that they belong to. And so you have those who fight in intelligence. You have those who are frontline soldiers. You have those that are that fly the airplanes and the jets and bomb things from afar. You have different areas of warfare. And if I didn't have the maturity level to understand what my brother was saying to me, I could have took offense to it. But because I had a maturity level to understand, he's saying, my fight is to educate young black children, young people of color, Latino, brown, black children, to educate them beyond the public school system and to get them on track. When I realized, wait a minute, we don't really have that many people fighting that fight.
Mm-hmm.
That's important.
Mm-hmm.
So why would I pull him into my warfare when I can support the warfare he's already been fighting before I ever even knew who he was? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Grandtastic, what you're saying is legit, is because I've seen you fight this warfare when it wasn't trendy or popular.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To the point where the elites try to throw things at your character and try to put you in a place that you didn't belong. If you understand what I'm saying.
I completely understand what you're saying.
Continue.
Yes.
Go ahead.
No, and that's really what it is that we like, and this is not a shoulder grab.
Yes, it
Is it? So I'll drink in a moment. But that's the thing is, it's like also understanding yourself and understanding where you are in the thick of things, because that's the one thing I wrote down. It was just like, because we're talking about imposters, like other people being imposters.
Yeah.
To which sometimes we got to check ourselves that we're not the imposter.
is. That is.
Because Randy, if I would have told you on that day, there's a shoulder slap. Hold on, wait.
You got two. That is.
Because think about it, if that day I told you, I was like, nah, I'm 110% down. I'm about to be this. I'm about to be about it. Blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm going to forsake where I am to just be where you are, because that's like the cool spot right now.
Yeah.
I would be the imposter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's what we got. Also, we have to check with ourselves, because it's like, be you. Like, figure out where you are and who you are.
That day you won my respect on a level that I don't think you would have ever won if you would have stayed in my side of the warfare.
And honestly, and really, is that your response? I think I've never experienced that from another grown man. Of like, I've never heard you were like, no, you know something? I understand, because like other people would be like, oh, so what you trying? You ain't about it, blah blah blah. Some awesome stuff like that, trying to come off the cuff like that.
Right.
But your response, I was at peace. You were just like, no, like I get it.
Yeah.
Like, no, but it didn't separate us. Actually, that made us closer.
Correct. There we go.
And but that's the thing of which, because I had to be real with myself, and not just because of just like, the fight or the battle, but I also had to know I've been on my job, in my field since I was 15.
Yes.
So my first job I got was at a daycare working with kids.
Yes.
So when people be like, oh, how long you taught? Like, I've been working with kids my whole life. Right. That's what I've been doing. Right. And that's where, that's who I am. And that's where I can contribute in our fight, is because someone has to be talking to our kids about other options than just following and being these imposters and being programmed walking around.
Yes.
Someone has to be in the system, the public education system. Yes. Someone has to talk to these kids and like, yes, you are worthy. Yes, you are a king and you are a queen. Yes, your ancestors, no, slavery wasn't their beginning. They were kings and queens. Matter of fact, this math I'm about to teach you, that was your people who came with it. Latinos, guess what? That calculus, that was your people that came up with that.
Yes.
Oh, those pyramids in Africa and Central America, aliens didn't build that. Your ancestors built that, because they're archaeologists as well. So someone has to tell these children you are worth it. So, and that's the thing. And if I would have forsaken who I was to try to be somewhere else, that you would have smelled that in the beginning.
Yes, facts.
And then you would have smelled it and you'd be like, yo, this nigga's fake. And then that would have had strife in our relationship, because you would have been like, something's not right about Grant-tastic.
Yes.
What is not right? And that's just because I wasn't being who I was. Yes. So it's both ways. You got to know who are the imposters in your life, and you have to check yourself and know yourself so you don't become the imposter in someone else's life.
Man, that's powerful, because if you become an imposter in someone's life, eventually that means that you will evolve into creating illusions, which will evolve you into becoming a traitor into the words and the cause that you committed yourself to.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what, no lie, the same day when we hung up the phone, I talked to Big Bro, and I said, we got a nigga we got to sit at the table, because he just showed me that he's 1,000% real. That day, bro, I don't care what nobody said. That day, my love and respect for you grew, like, to the point, like, if you had it, like, which is why you didn't tell me about your wedding issues. Because you already knew.
Because I already knew. I already knew what was going to happen. I already knew.
See what I'm saying?
It
Like,
wasn't going to make it.
I would have been a Godfather of Harlem moment. I would have been like, bring in Big Buster, and let's go ahead and handle the situation. You know what I mean? But
I would have had the troops. I'd have had Big Buster.
But Christopher J, has there been people in your life that were imposters that slipped through the crack? Because I'm not gonna lie, I've had imposters come in my life. As wise and discerning as I am, I've had imposters slip through the cracks.
And that's also we got to
life.
teach the kids too, because sometimes, and I don't mean to like break
No,
up,
go ahead.
but sometimes like when people do slip in the cracks, they feel as if all is lost.
Yes.
And that's why I'm real with the kids. I'm like, yes, some people you know now, you think that's ride or die for you. Not all of them are. It's going to hurt. But what are you going to do afterwards?
The realest thing I heard was when my mother sat down with me. I grew up in Annapolis, and there was a lot of neighborhood beef. And my mother said something to me. She said, half the people that you willing to die for, when you become a grown man, you won't even have a friendship with.
Man, that's out.
My mother said that to me. At the time, I was like, Mom's tripping. These niggas was ride or die.
Because you want to believe that.
Because I want to believe. I was under the illusion that everyone, that I expected me from everyone else.
That's a hard thing.
And that when I let down.
Whose man's is this? Whose man's?
Hey, I caught myself for
So
y'all.
that was a reality check for me. Because two of my best friends, I watched one of them get 65 to life. I watched the other one commit suicide. Two of my best friends. I went to one funeral and watched the judge sentence one of them 65 to life in the same weekend. And when I realized that the people that I thought was going to feel the same way I felt about them leaving, they was just acting like it was just a normal day.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just too emotional as a man.
Nope.
Don't get it confused, because if you step to me, I'm going to deal with you. Don't forget, I'm a former boxer who boxed people that you watch on TV.
He gonna deal with you like a deck of cards. I'm just pointing that out there.
Don't get it twisted. I'm not Saul. But at the same time, like, I'm like, man, like, maybe it was my upbringing in my household that told me that if you got real love for somebody, you know what I'm saying? I remember I had a friend who I knew was like trifling, and I told him flat out, I said, yo, it's best that we just part ways, because if you do me crab ball, I'ma off you. And this was before I gave my life to God and religion and all that stuff. So my mental back then, like, I was the punch in your mouth, shoot first type dude, ask question later. And everyone that knew me from the streets can verify my testimony, and that's facts. You know, and you know, but now I'm like, yo, like the men that I have in my life, even the women that I have in my life, even on a religious standpoint, I feel like, okay, they may have flaws that may wound me from time to time, but I love these people. You know, I know their flaws show me the level of trust I can have with them. But that doesn't mean that I don't have love for them.
Correct.
Now there's a love that I have for selected individuals where if I feel like they're having a bad day, I'm ready off something. And the Lord just has to forgive me when I see them. You know what I'm saying? But there's other people I'm like, you just gonna have to go through that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people don't understand the power of music.
Yes.
And how it can influence relationships. See, if you notice, in the old school, music was, baby, I want to win you. Baby, I want to spoil you. I want to cherish you. You just got to be loyal to me. Now it's this whole here, this thought here. I got this chick and that chick. And I threw her to my mans and them.
Yeah.
So when your woman go out here and she's being a thought, you hurt, but you don't understand that you're a part of her process of leaving you.
Facts.
Ooh. Yeah, done.
Christopher J. And then Grant-tastic. Respond to that. I know we going over time tonight, but this is real talk. Christopher J. Then Grant-tastic. Talk to that.
I mean, ultimately, you're really speaking on a lot of accountability. Because like I said, healing is your choice. I think that whole concept that time heals all wounds, I think that's BS.
Yes.
Time does not heal all wounds. You're given time to choose to heal your wounds. If two people were to get hurt, you got person A and person B, they both suffer from the same injury and was given 6 months. One who sits complacent isn't going to heal. The other one seeks therapy or self-help books or goes out and tries to makes the attempt to move on. That person will be closer to being healed than someone who sits still. So time doesn't do anything to heal our wounds. But in regards to that accountability, I agree with Grant-tastic. That's something that definitely has to be taught, but you have to be willing to be taught. Someone could teach you these things, but you have to be willing to do so. And that's you having the self-love that's necessary for you to be able to love, to give love, and to be loved.
Yes.
You need, and in doing so, you develop resiliency. And that resiliency is what's going to help you bounce back, so that way you, in turn, can have the patience to take on or allow a traitor to transform.
No. Because that's a lot, though. Like, dealing with, like, someone who's hurt you and betrayed you to kind of, that takes on a lot. You're right. That's a lot to take on. And to take on from an authentic place, I think sometimes we take it on from a codependency place to where it's that I don't want to be alone. So that is my motivation to forgive, because I just don't want to be alone.
But are you truly forgiving that person? Because you'd rather be alone. Because even then, that's a process too. To forgive, that's like, it's a verb. So you have to do something.
Yeah.
So you're saying you operate in forgiveness. Some people just brush it under the rug. But just like I said to a client earlier, you can only sweep but so much under the rug before you start tripping over it.
That's true.
So
you're right. It's not real forgiveness.
Yeah, it's not real. You can say that you forget it, but did you do it?
No, that's
what
true.
you say is what you want to do. Oh, I forgive you. And then you bring it up later in an argument.
Because forgiveness is really an action, like you said. It's not really just like, I say I forgive you.
Correct.
And I think those illusionists are the first ones to say, do you forgive me? Baby, please say you forgive me. Those are the first ones to be like, if I hear you say you forgive me, whew, all right, what I did to you is gone, but I'm about to do it again.
But see, this brings back what Kimberly Giles said when we talked about the 12 shapes a couple of episodes ago, when she was talking about the communicators and how some communicators need you to show your sorriness or your apology. But also, and this is the last question I'm gonna throw out, last discussion point I'm gonna throw out before we close the show, is what is your greatest gift, and has that gift been used against you as an attack? My greatest gift is loyalty. I have been loyal to the point where it has damaged some of my progress.
Mm-hmm.
And people have deliberately used my loyalty against me because they know no matter what they may say about me, or if it whether it's a lie or whether they feel like they're trying to expose me or whatever, that my loyalty will say I'm not going to pull any cards that you've shown me in which I have receipts to prove my innocence.
Mm-hmm.
Receipts. Ooh.
Because I have receipts.
I've heard.
And I have ACLU lawyers to verify my receipts.
Mm-hmm.
I have records where the FBI has tampered with my personal life. I have receipts.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't use them because if I expose that to you, now I have to hold you accountable for not having trust in my character.
Mm.
And I would rather keep you than for my heart to feel like you betrayed me.
Mm.
So I don't show receipts all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I swallow the pill for the sake of the friendship or the relationship. Because sometimes receipts may not give you the customer service that you desire.
Message.
Yes.
I need a refund.
So I would, because I know if I was to leave your life, you would feel that pain for the rest. Everyone that I've ever came in contact with, whether it was an enemy or a friend or a loved one or whatever, can't say that I didn't elevate their intelligence, that I didn't enlighten them on their journey, that I wasn't a benefit to who they are today.
There you go.
100% of the people in my life, from the time I was born until now, cannot say that I've ever done anything out of selfishness in my relationship with them as an individual. Never. Ever. And I stand confident before my God that that's true. You see what I'm saying? So, but people like to use that because they know I'm not going to pull their card.
Yeah.
Because of my love for them, I'm not going to pull their card.
Oh,
Has your gifts been used against you as an attack by a traitor, illusionist, or an imposter? Talk to me. Then we gonna end the show.
Yes. I'm a fixer. Being in the medical field. I'm really good at trying to put people back together. I operate in my selfless nature and fix people and help them heal their wounds, or I'm the one healing their wounds, which technically isn't really healing. And the moment that I neglect to, or the moment that I refuse to, even if it's something as simple as loving you from a distance, it's used against me to question my character as if I'm not operating in a place of love. They use it to say that I'm not showing the love that I say that I have. When in fact I am loving you from a distance by not being there to enable you so you can grow. I'm tired of putting band-aids on your wounds that you won't even clean yourself. I put a band-aid on your wound and hope that you would clean it yourself, and instead you just count on my band-aids that your wound gets infected. In order for you to truly heal, I'll even try to help you clean that wound. And because it causes pain, then I'm the bad guy. Wow. So that's why I said earlier in the statement, they don't want a Superman. They don't want a superhero.
She don't wanna be
Save her. She don't wanna be saved. Nah. Y'all aren't willing.
I wanna be saved.
Y'all don't want a Superman. Y'all don't want a Superman. Y'all can't even love a brother while he's Clark Kent.
I knew it. I didn't even look. I knew it.
I'm just saying, man. Mary Jane didn't show Peter Parker no love until after she found out he was Spider-Man.
Woo! Facts, though. Oh, there's another one.
Sound like white woman. Anyway. Anyway. It's preference, not prejudice. But yeah, Grantastic.
Yeah, definitely. I am definitely a loving, supportive person. To like kind of like what I tell my students like a lot, like I'm going to be your biggest cheerleader.
Right.
So like, cause I've understood, I've had moments in my life where, you know, I've done great things and, you know, you're on a field, you're playing sports and no one in the crowd's for you specifically. So it's just like, I get how that feels sometimes where you don't have that support. So I definitely try to be that for, you know, for other people. But people do take advantage of that. People take advantage of that on such a deep level. They kind of become dependent on the support. To which kind of like, as I was younger, kind of developed a codependency with me. Because yes, I am supportive. But my identity shouldn't be in me supporting other people. That's just a part of something that I do. You know, that's just a gift I have. But that shouldn't be my identity. I shouldn't be looking at other people and like, okay, who can I support today?
Preacher.
Who needs me today?
Yes, sir.
Because that's not really what it's about.
Yes, sir.
So that's kind of where it goes. It goes in. And I think really is just with that betrayal, it's kind of similar to you, where it's like, I don't want people to perceive me as that I'm not supportive or like I'm the opposite of that or like I'm a hater or something like that. So people take advantage of that, like, oh, you know, you ain't really care about nothing anyways. And I'm just like, what do you mean? I'm the person that cares the most.
Right.
About anything, like no matter what you need. Because that's the thing. So my support is not necessarily so, I don't know, like exquisite to the point where it's like, if you just need me to bring you a couple bottles of water, that's cool. If you need me to come and have a speech, that's cool. And everything in between, it doesn't matter. I'm just here to support.
Right.
And people do try to take advantage of that, but that's where also I had to learn about myself. Okay. I had to deal with codependency because I was thinking my identity was just as the supportive role.
Wow. Yeah.
And then we, a couple fellas and we were talking about The Last Dance of, you know, with Michael Jordan and everything. And I presented a question to the group and was like, which player did you think you were? Would you compare yourself to, like, personality type? And people were trying to be like, you know, there's a couple white boys, so, you know, they went with the white guys. And there was a couple dudes that was like, yeah, I was Jordan, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know something? For me, I can see myself being Scottie Pippen. Because people don't realize Scottie Pippen was a top 50 player of all time.
Yes.
He's that dude. Like, that's a shoulder slap. We at 11 right now, people.
I owe one because I'm old.
So, Scottie Pippen is a top 50 player of all time.
Yeah.
Some nights he needed to guard Magic Johnson because people forgot Jordan tried to guard Magic Johnson in that first series. Magic Johnson torched him. What he say, Scotty, switch.
Yes.
So I'm here when you need me, but I ain't no slum.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing I had to grow in confidence in myself and realize, yes, I can be a supportive role. I don't gotta be the star, but I ain't no slum. I'm getting my buckets. I'm getting my rebounds. I'm guarding. Like, give me the best that's on your team. I got you.
Right.
But I don't have to be the person that's the star.
Right.
And it's okay. But that's what you when I learn about myself, and that's what I think people gotta learn about yourself, of where your temperament is, where you are in like the spectrum, everything. You gotta learn about yourself. Because I learned that, okay, and people try to insult like Giannis, to be like, is Giannis is Scottie Pippen? If Scottie Pippen is the top 50 player of all time, give me that. Let me be the top 50 human beings of all time. If I'm number 50, that's cool. I'm still top 50.
Right.
I'm still your top.
Right.
You still talking about me, though.
Right.
And that's why I had to learn about myself. So it's like, yes, I could be in a supportive role. I ain't no slum. Not in these streets. I ain't no slum. I'm coming to you correct with everything I have.
Right.
And it's okay. I don't have to be your star. I can just be me. I can be supportive, but I know my worth.
Right.
And there's some times where I can give you that support. And I learn, even with my students, I'm only taking you so far. You got to go the rest of the way. Because people, and then if you have no one to take you the rest of the way, out there, because people forgot with Scotty, when Jordan left, they almost made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I got y'all. That's all you need to know. I got y'all, even if the star is here or not. I got you. So that's why I'm okay with that. And people do try to take advantage of that. But when you grow and, like you said, you learn and you mature in who you are, and you figure out how to distribute who you are to people, then that's where you find comfort in, like, yeah, okay, I'm a supportive person. That's cool. I ain't got to be the star.
Smart.
But I'm not. What I'm not going to do, I ain't going to stretch myself. I'm not going to hurt myself. I'm not going to deplete myself and be in a supportive role to people, especially who don't appreciate it, who don't take it. Because some people just want to know somebody's in their corner. They're not going, like the boxer. You got somebody in your corner.
Yes.
They not giving you anything in a match. You like, yo, I need you to say something. And it's just like, sometimes they're like, look, you got to fight it out. And sometimes I'm giving you direction. It depends on what match.
Right.
But I'm not going to be in just anybody's corner.
Right.
I'm going to be in the people's corner who we got that relationship. You know something? Hey, you know what to do. We have our plan coming to this match. Execute the match. I'm going to say nothing else to you.
Right.
You know the plan.
Right.
Execute the plan. Don't divert. Execute the plan. That's it. I go about my business and sip something smooth. Smooth criminal.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an awesome show. It's a Choo-On-That show, episode 22 of the roster of imposters, the imposter effect. We talked about the etymology of the word imposter, the etymology of the word illusionist, and the etymology of the word traitor. What I would say is this, final thoughts, is that you understand who you are in life and who you have around you in life. And you understand that at the end of the day, that it's your responsibility and it's your accountability is displayed of where you are in your life right now. Peace, love, joy, and happiness is your responsibility. It's not determined by outward circumstances or who you're with. It's determined about love, joy, peace, happiness is determined based upon how you view yourself.
Yes.
And that's what us three black men on the panel was just saying to you is elevate yourself. Have self-esteem. Have self-worth. Everyone is not called to be number one. Sometimes you're number 2, sometimes you're number 50. But play your position.
And play it well.
Listen, you know, I'm comfortable being number 2 when the number 1 is actually deserving of the spot.
Yes.
I love supporting someone who's the number 1. In fact, it's less responsibility. You see what I'm saying?
Less paperwork.
It's
too.
less paperwork.
Number one is paperwork,
yes,
people.
I get it. But at the end of the day, I did this show tonight the way I did it because I want the audience to fall in love with themselves again. Instead of what society or the ideology that you feel like you need to paint for people to love you. No, love yourself. Be yourself. Because at the end of the day, True Radio loves you for who you are, not for who you present yourself to be. With that being said, I'm grateful for my panel tonight with my co-host and my featured co-host. Love y'all. Next week we'll be back. September 19th, we having the 1,000-man march in Annapolis. Flyers will be on the True Radio Instagram. Women and children are also invited. But until then, just love yourself. And we'll see you next week. Deuces.
Deuces McDeuces.
Told me they feel you, Mike. They don't like how you make them feel. You was born this way, they gotta fake to be real. Hey yo, the real gon' feel you, the fake gon' deny. How you pull up pulling cards when you ain't even trying? They can't market you. You too real in the field where they dying all the time and they trying to get killed. Where they die their head blind, crying on the inside, trying to shine, throw up signs to disguise how they feel. Hold up, this ain't conscious, it ain't religion. This ain't spiritual, it's me existing. I grew up in the 50s when the 50s was great. Karita Johnson, Joe Looney's and Baby J. Yeah, and then we moved down south. Why? Cause Vic shut up the house. On God. Hey yo, the moral of the story is this what I'm about when I'm about, yet still gotta call you a bitch for you to feel me. Gotta empty the clip for you to feel me. Gotta go do a bid for you to feel me. Tired of all them gimmicks, man, it's the real thing. Yeah, it's the real thing. Yeah, it's the real thing.
I told him, man.
I told him it's the real thing.
You know the village. They say they want that real. What's their definition? That life is a simulation. That real is abomination. They rather me be a shooter with no hesitation. I penetrate with knowledge, then I demonstrate. Weak bars disintegrates your negativity. Got a gravitational pull. They want me in their orbit. I stay out the galaxy far. It's like I gotta ride away for them to feel me now. I remember them days when it was dope to wear your crown, when it was cool to raise a family with structure. Now they want me to be in it, creeping, lurking, DMing, being loose with my semen, making love with the demon. I confront, I can't be it, will never be no agreements. They want my blood, I'm anemic, pushing life through the speakers, resuscitating the game, resurrecting my people. I put 1,000 on it. Every verse I'm spitting is ether. They say they want that real, but are they really listening?
Gotta call you a bitch for you to feel me. Gotta empty the clip for you to feel me. Gotta go do a bid for you to feel me. Tired of all them gimmicks, man, it's the real thing. Hey yo, when y'all tired of all the mess going on, we gon' be right here, thing. We gon' be right here, it's the real thing. Yo, what? Hey, I'm tired of rapping, to be honest with you. It's too much capping for those that's not official. One of the hardest in the borough, can't get booked for nothing. Guess I focus on my pearl, write a book or something. Yeah, hey man, I tell you though, a lot has changed, right? You think they supporting, they just riding the wave, right? You think you important cause you got a wave, right? All of this is distorted, look, I'm out the way. I'm on something that I've been on. I'm on my me, my wife and kids if y'all ain't get the memo. I'm riding through the city in my rental, I need info. Don't know if you're folk or kinfolk, ever since they killed my big bro. For real, they don't wanna see me focus. Yeah, see they rather see me looking. Yeah, ain't bragging, ain't boasting. Your leaders out here eating off religion and black emotion. What's down? Hey yo, when y'all tired of all that mess going on, we gonna be right here. We gonna be right here waiting, baby.